this game ends up going the distance here, simply because... Welcome back to Inferno Pools. We're spawning in the bottom left-hand position as the blue Zerg. Ladies and gents, representing Samsung, it's Solar, the challenger for the hot seat King of the Hill. His opponent is the red Zerg, spawning in the top left position, representing Root Gaming. He is the current hot seat King of the Hill, dethroning 8-time winner Liquid Bunny last week. We will see if he can hold on and force a Game 9. It's ROOT Hydra. Well, this could get very interesting indeed. I mean, Solar 4-2 up on match point. Hydra pinning one back. If he's able to force a Game 9, that would be pretty epic. But of course, he just has to win the next 2 games in a row. Solar basically had to win 1 of 3 games. He lost Game 1. He's still got 2 more opportunities to win the entire thing outright. Hopefully he's not entering panic stations at this point. The last game, of course, was very aggressive and not your typical ZVZ. Well, I suppose aggression is typical ZVZ, but you don't really see that kind of thing in every game. It's not that common. So Sol is going to be relatively okay with that. I don't think he's going to be crying himself to sleep or anything. And we are going to be seeing the hatcheries go down first from both players here on Inferno. Overlords, by the way, have passed each other in airspace, so they do know that they are in vertical spawns to each other right now. So there's no mystery involved, in case anyone was wondering. Spawning pool is going to be following up immediately for Hydra, but Solar actually opting to grab the gas first. So once again, just being ever so slightly different in terms of the build choices between these players. But again, nothing that's going to be crazy. And Hydra actually spots this as well, and he's going to see the timing on the spawning pool and go, oh, that's kind of much slower than mine. I reckon he got his gas first. And you'd be right. And he's confirmed that as well, just by taking a quick look at that now, too. So all the guys that were saying, well, hang on a second, it's going to be 5-0, 5-1 either way, looks like everyone is wrong. And we even have an opportunity for this series to go to 4-4. Very, very exciting times here. I won't count my chickens, though. We'll see if it ends up happening. I'm not actually sure. These two are very, very closely matched. And this series, in general, is just a lot of fun as the hatcheries now at the natural expansion complete for both players. And of course we have the speed coming down for Solar. If we remember back to him having the faster gas, he will be able to get that Zergling speed. And if he wants to, initial map control with those Zerglings. Faster than Hydra is here. Hydra only just starting metabolic boost of his own. But you know what? Unless either player is doing something super duper aggressive at this point, I don't think the speed is going to be game-ending kind of difference. It's more the case that Solar has that map control for that good in-game minute and a half, where he's able to outmaneuver his opponent. And as a result, 4-lings versus 4-lings, you just micro them better. You're just able to win that fight comfortably, even if it's just movement speed as opposed to attack speed. Both sides going for Baneling Nest off the back of this, though. So Solar looking like he's more likely to be the aggressor because the faster speed means he can travel to his opponent's base a little bit faster as well. Hydra is starting off with a Spinecrawler. Do we have defensive shenanigans coming down from Solar? Nah. We have the offensive Baneling Nest. I guess that kind of counts. I mean, if you think about it, guys, a Baneling Nest is the ultimate Spinecrawler. Imagine it lunging over there, right? You've got, like, 8 tentacle sharpie things. You could basically kill 8 Zerglings at once with this thing. I'd love for this to be a Spinecrawler. It's like a Spinecrawler meets an Ancient of War from Warcraft 3. This is fantastic. Maybe I'll suggest it in the patch notes for Legacy of the Void. We have 4 Banelings already morphing in for Solar. You can see the highway there. Hydra sees these lings coming. You also see the Banelings coming down now as well. 2 Banelings for 2 Banelings. Not that exciting so far. Baneling for Baneling. And it looks like the aggression is going to get stopped. Only a little bit of harassment from 3 Zerglings are what remains of Solar's army right now. Really well defended there by Hydra. It looks like Solar will have a single solitary Zergling to tell the tale of what happened in this battle. He's going to run home and tell all his mates. And it doesn't look like Solar's backing this up with a huge amount of counter-aggression. I say counter-aggression, re-aggression almost. He's only got the 8lings on the way, and I think they're primarily for defense as well. So keeping them behind the Spinecrawler, morphing them into banelings if necessary. Oh, pardon me, no Spinecrawler here. So he might have to rely on more than 8 if he's not careful. If Hydra sends more units here, although he will see on the minimap that nothing else is coming. So, you know, I guess now that I think about it, checks and balances, it probably is okay. So let's take a look at what the state of the game is right now and what the situation actually looks like. A single Baneling is trying to kill off a good number of Zerglings. It's unable to do that though. Really nice micro actually there from Solar. Solar's currently on 45 workers versus 46. He's also started a Spire. In fact, both players have started a Spire now as well, and Hydra potentially is looking to get aggressive off the back of this as well. This is what happens when you get the ebb and flow of a Zergling Baneling game. The players take turns being aggressive, and they kind of have to guess how many units their opponent has made so they don't overcompensate and screw their economy, or so that they don't produce enough and the other player can break through. 20 Zerglings at the same time as the Spire being produced now for Hydra. He's going to see if he can get out into the middle of the map on that, but one Baneling hit could actually cause the end of one of these players right now, so we're just being so careful. And once again, a single Zergling appears to be the unlikely hero as this hatchery is continuously getting attacked. Hydra's had enough though, he's moving it across the map. I think he's seen the third base as the gold. Yeah, he has, so he's going to be able to try and cancel that, which is fair enough. A single Zergling will also be able to clean that up, but do we have a cancel on the third? It doesn't look like it at the moment. Both sides really fighting hard. Baneling's coming down for both players, and it doesn't look like there's going to be enough DPS on either side, really, to sort of have a good go at that hatchery. A lot of Banelings here for ROOT Hydra. And Solar, well, he's got 3 of his own, so I guess he can try waddling in. A couple of Zerglings make their way into the natural expansion as well while all that was going on. And 5 Banelings to try and kill off workers. 0 workers killed this game, guys, would you believe? And then finally, 9 workers killed now. Some excellent Baneling hits from Hydra. Is this going to be the point where he takes it to game number 9? Are we going to see another game 9 on the hot seat? A couple more Zerglings going down. Were any of those workers? No, they weren't. So 10 workers killed in total versus 0 this game. It's 44-38 in terms of worker supply. Hydra is ahead in supply, but by fewer than 10 right now. He's got his own gold base up. Both sides have a gold hatchery. Neither side really mining from it so far. And we're going to see a potential muta on muta battle here. What do the numbers look like? Well, 9 versus 8. Not a lot in it. Muta's trying to pick off Overlords. Will successfully pick up one. No, come back. What are you doing? Okay, he gets that. All right, he's going to come back and get both. Fair enough. And it looks like the Muta's now, well, they might have a little bit of a distraction here because these Zerglings need to be defended against. Can they pick off this Spinecrawler? Probably not from just the one direction. And in the meantime, both players really being very aggressive to each other, trying to get the hatcheries at the third base of both of them. And these Mutas moving out simultaneously for Solar. So doing a very good job of multitasking right now. It looks like the Mutas are going to be able to come back and defend this. I think Hydra has to. Queen trying to defend as much as she can. The Mutas are back now as well. Let's take a look. 13 versus 13. Well, it's still very close between these two players. And Solar loses the third base at the goal. That's going to be enough. He doesn't actually kill off the third base here. GG. And that means ROOT Hydra is victorious and will force this series, this best of 9 series, ladies and gentlemen, into a final game number 9. It's happening for the the 4th time in hot seat history. We are going all the way to 9 games. So don't go anywhere, guys, because we're going to have an ace match.